Yeah, hello everyone. I0386SX. Today we have another exciting edition of Forgotten Software. Now on the surface here, it looks like we are running an ordinary, fresh out of the box Windows 95 system. Well, most of that statement actually is correct. This is largely a fresh out of the box Windows 95 system. But there's going to be something that we're going to see very quickly that's going to be rather unusual about this VM. And I do warn you, it is a VM, it is a virtual box, so things may not be perfect. And unfortunately, with this, what we're going to dig into, I may do a separate video on it because we're going to be missing a key component of what we're going to explore, but I'll get into that a little bit later. A little bit of an introductory note. When I was first introduced to Windows, it was Windows 95, and this was in middle school. And the instructor said, when our computers are a little bit unusual, when you click start, it'll ask you to shut down. Keep that in mind. So the piece of software we're actually going to focus on today is called Fortres Grand. And to kind of say to give it, I wouldn't say it's forgotten because it actually is a piece of software you can still purchase today. I even believe that I have to double check, but I believe that they even have a copy for Windows 10. So it is active. I'm dying. Oh yeah, you can still buy the software today. That's crazy. You have to take my word for it. If you go to fortresgrand.com, you'll be able to see what they have there. Yep, there's definitely a Windows 10 version available out there. Version 11 will run on Windows 10 just fine. Now, what does Fortres Grand exactly do? Well, it was a decent way to secure your system, especially in the Windows 95, 98 era, because we all know how terrible it was. So let's just go to our start menu and, well, that doesn't happen, but let's just go to our start menu, take two, and sure enough, we click start and it asks us to shut down. Now, a little bit of a disclaimer. I am running a demo version of this software. I did actually go as far as to reach out to Fortres and asked, hey, do you have a copy for Windows 95? And to great surprise, they responded and said, you know what, we'll have our techs look for it. I think they came back a week or two later saying, we didn't have it. Our techs don't have it anymore. So, but hey, I see you're from X and this town in Wisconsin that I lived in at one point, and you should go check out this coffee shop. So, a little bit of a small world. So that goes to our next question. How did I get this software? You could thank archive.org for that one. So let's restart. Maybe. That is rather intriguing. Let's try that again. Maybe. There we go. Just a fluke. And you notice, oh, this is odd. Will not be active until. Interesting. Okay. Hopefully, we're not in some kind of weird loop here, but we'll see. What in the wide world? Okay, I don't understand the reboot loop, but whatever. I am going to go no for this. Like, if you were able to get this full on software, you would not see that warning. But you notice, typically with Windows 95, there's that 1 or 2 second wait. It'll say starting Windows 95. You notice that that doesn't pop up now. That is one of the security quote unquote features that Fortress is able to do. And we're not going to load Fortress 101. And since we didn't load it here, I mean, obviously the demo, if you had the demo version or you paid for the full-on software, you wouldn't get that notice, and the software would immediately do its thing. So how do we get into it? Well, maybe. First of all, we got to load the software. That would be rather helpful here. But before we even get to that, how does it load itself? I shall show you. Or maybe I shouldn't, just in case there's some... Well, the secret's kind of already out, so... It does modify your auto-exec batch file, and it will load the security software. You actually can turn it on like so right now if we wanted to. Now, it'll say command.com will be allowed to load, and it loads a VXD file, and this is kind of what we get. Now, the next question is, if we click start, will it shut down? It does not. So there's one little component here that's missing. All right, gonna load that stupid installer again, or did it? No, it did not do it this time. That's weird. So this time we have loaded Fortres Grand 101.41. In this particular password, at one point there was backdoor password to get into this. You set this in the beginning if you have a standalone version like we do. And unfortunately, it's not going to cooperate. But it did load. Try it again. Maybe I did something wrong. Okay, I just typed it in wrong. That makes sense. So if you were to try and get into this, it is Control-Shift-Escape, at least in Windows 95 and 98. Let's see what Fortress 101 can all do. So first thing is first, we'll go to Startup and Shutdown. And there's a few minor security enhancements that you can require a username at the login screen. Or a good one to do, you can remove the previous login or the previous username from login screen. A lot of places have that turned off. I honestly don't know why. But here, this is where you can allow the shutdown, the restart, the log off. You can allow standby if you want to, but I don't have that on here, so no worries there. And this last one's kind of curious because it says allow restart in MS-DOS mode, and it says don't check this. Oops. We didn't follow directions. We failed the assignment. We're going to blow things up. I had to take somewhat of a screenshot on that. I just had to. I never noticed that till now. Probably because that file loads in autoexec.bat. That's probably what causes that. Now here, if Fortress is enabled, this is where you could allow users to go into some things and whatever you want that's available here. You get Start menu, My Computer, Network Neighborhood, Recycle Bin. By default, if you double click on these things, they'll do absolutely nothing. And that's something we can experiment with a little bit later here. Installed applications. So this is, I be honest, I have to review our things a little bit here. My guess is green checkmark is allowed to run. And if we were to do the cross, that would not allow that application to run. Now you have privileged applications. So you got a few pieces of software that are allowed to run without question. You got files not to protect, and then you got directories that may be browsed. Not going to worry about that at the moment, but now here, this is pretty self-explanatory. You can make files read only, no write. If you choose X, then the file's basically inaccessible. And we just right-click to toggle state. So netlog.txt, I just made it read only, no write. If I were to do it again, it would put it into an X, and then back to normal. Kind of interesting how that works. Now let's close all some of this stuff down. Registry Protect. I wonder what that secure registry is, and I'm not. Yeah, this will lock components of the registry if you so choose to do that. I really got to find out what that secure registry is, but it is strictly a Windows 95, 98 deal. Shell objects. So these are things that's another place to do no access on. And okay, so absolutely nothing is selected here. So my guess is if we were to select all these things, then it would be a no access. Let's go to internal filtering. I know there's something about. Okay. That's something we can explore in another video when I do this on real hardware. There is some web filtering with this. How very interesting. Okay. Go to diagnostics. Failed or altered. So I tried to do that desktop INI. So this looks like, yeah, it's literally just diagnostics. In central control, this is particularly useful if you are trying to protect a lot of machines in a short period of time. This will allow you to do all this from a single server and push it all to all your workstations. I don't have that. I've never worked with that, so, and who knows if I can even get it. So for now, we are going to tweak this a little bit because I'm interested to know if this installed applications thing, what it will do and what it won't do. So we'll allow access to the start menu for this one. And if you got to do something like install a program, just disable all security, regardless of what's checked over here. It'll be like the software's not installed. So, and you can also do that here. Save changes. So let's save our changes. Don't worry if you forget to do that. It is okay, because it'll remind you. So we hit the start, and we do have a start menu. Let's try clicking on my computer. See? Now, inbox, I don't think we've disabled that. I'm also right-clicking and cannot do it. Recycle bin. Now, Internet Explorer does work. So let's see. Let us load free cell. We kept the defaults, so that should work. And yay. You think solitaire is going to work? King's shaking his head no. Let's see if he's right. Okay, so if you have that cross on a piece of software, you will get this screen. We'll go back into installed applications, and we will enable that application at this time. Eat green, the color of money. I don't know if it saved its changes or not. I may have just made a liar out of myself. Alright, so I did not save the changes properly, so we are going to go back and do so. Oh, here we go. This is something I forgot to look at. I don't entirely know what this is all about, but it looks like it's a... You could basically make the whole drive a read-only. For gathering what I understand of this anyway. There's certain programs, if you don't want them read to run, no read, no write. It looks like there's a handful in there. So installing applications, forget about it. There's a whole load of programs within this list. And I'm not sure, you might be able to, oh yeah. And you can add your own. How about that? All right, back to my point here. Let's turn solitaire back on. And this time, we're going to save our changes. All right. Where are you? Good as new. So that's kind of interesting. So the C drive is technically blocked, and you'll notice that there are no navigation panes here. If we type in C, what will happen? Nothing. So according to this, there are no files in C Windows. Now, in a normal circumstance, you'd be in real trouble. Well, you're still be in real trouble, but Fortress is hiding all that, and I can prove that. Let's disable all security on this machine. Look at that. We got navigation panels, we got everything, so we're fine. So, what else do I want to do here? Now, little fair warning. If this box is checked, let's restart it. I'll show you exactly what will happen, regardless if you have the full-blown version or not. I'm still saying it's in demo mode. The installer wants to run. So let's load it. You will make a liar. Oh, here we go. The password screen doesn't come up, but when you load Fortress with no security or that disable all security, this will pop up basically first thing. There you have it. So I definitely want to make a part 2 on this. I know it does a lot of different things. I know this is like the Kia in the Corvette, or using the Corvette as a Kia type situation. And I really want to do this on physical hardware, so because you are really missing out, especially in a startup sequence. It does make some very interesting beeps when you first load this software, and I don't want you guys to miss out on that. So call this a half-baked part 1. It's not exactly working the way I've hoped here. It keeps trying to reinstall itself, but could be something with VirtualBox. I don't know. I imagine if we run this on real hardware, it'll act a lot nicer. So that's what my next goal is here. Now, I'm not Fortress support. I am not an employee there. I've never been an employee there. So I'll probably not be able to answer your questions about this. But as always, if you have any questions or comments or constructive criticism, you may feel free to put them in the comment section as you wish. I may not personally have your answer, but somebody maybe there will. And if you're doing any shenanigans where you're posting, oh, how to quickly disable this, I will remove your comment. I don't want to sabotage anything for Fortress, even though it's Windows 95, probably nobody's using it, but I'm not going to be putting myself in a situation where I'm telling people how to disable software that is there for security purposes. So that's my little rant. As always, thank you for watching.